Hi, my name is Paul Greenberg. I'm a language enthusiast from Toronto on an amazing journey with Anishinaabemowin.
Hi, I'm Isadore Toulouse, also known as Niswe in my Anishinaabe name, which means three crows. And I am a specialist in Anishinaabemowin for the last 40 years.
We decided to create Paul and Isadore Living Anishinaabemowin to share our ongoing dialogue about and in the language with you all. We release episodes regularly and we hope that you enjoy watching it as much as we enjoy making it. If you think that what we are doing is worthwhile and should be seen by others, please hit the like button below. That's how we get seen. And if you want to stay up to date with all of the exciting things we have in store, please be sure to subscribe below. Make sure to turn notifications on so that you will know when we upload a new episode. Wiikwemikoong. So, welcome to Paul and Isadore Living Anishinaabemowin, episode 11. I can't even believe it.
Goodness, so episode 11 already.
Already. So I think we have an interesting and exciting episode today. There's a lot of stuff, I think, especially against the backdrop of the first National Truth and Reconciliation Day. A lot of things we're going to do today, which I hope are healing and, thought-provoking. Before we start, Isidore, one thing I just wanted to let people know who are watching is, first of all, every time you hit like, it helps us get seen. So if you think what we're doing is worthwhile and you'd like us to continue, please take a moment right now to hit like. The other thing is subscribe. And if you're becoming a subscriber, you get notified every time we upload a new episode. So that keeps you up to date. And also share. This is something we're doing to spread knowledge, to spread positive energy, to help people out. So if you think there's anyone else out there who might be interested, please do share with them. And then a couple of other things is the feedback we get is really helpful. So if there's any questions that you want in particular to ask of Isadore or possibly me, please leave that in the comments below. And also, as I mentioned in the last episode, the materials we make for these episodes, we're very happy to share, especially if you're an educator and you want to use them. So if you're interested, just send us a note in the comments and we'll make those available for you. So with that said, let's start. As I mentioned, Isadore, we have the first National Truth and Reconciliation Day. We talked a little bit about truth and reconciliation last week. But I think it's really incumbent upon us to keep remembering and keep the memory and the lives of these children alive and present. And I really appreciated actually last week when you shared how to say this in Anishinaabemowin. So maybe we could try that again.
Sure.
Okay.
And it's really important to understand that every child matters. Enso bebejik binoji kchipitendaguze. Enso bebejik binoji kchipitendaguze. Each individual child matters.
Mm-hmm. So the each is the enso.
And so, yes.
Right? And then the bebejik is kind of like each single or each individual.
Yeah, each singular individual child, yes.
And that bebejik comes from bejik, right? Which is one.
Yeah, bejik comes, bebejik, yes.
And then binojin is child. And then the gchi is very, I guess.
Something big, kchi.
Yeah. And then the pitendagoze, what is that?
Pitendagoze means is held with high regard. Pitendagoze for an animate object, a living object. If it's an inanimate object, I would say kchipitendagud, as in our cell phones are kchipitendagud. Kchipitendagud.
Got it. Awesome.
And if I had two of them, of which I do, kchipitendagudun. Kchipitendagudun. So in this case, we're talking about one child individually. Mm-hmm. But if we said binojiyag, kchipitendaguzewug, the children, all of the children, are held with high regard. Kchipi tendagazawuk.
Interesting. Okay, I want to just take a moment to digest that. And thank you for sharing that, Isadore. That's really insightful and interesting. Okay, so let's go forward. I have some questions I'd like to ask you, and these are actually a couple of these are listener generated questions. So people who listened to our last episode about the human body,
Right.
and so we talked about the male and female genitals, but one of the questions that came in was, is there a word for balls, testicles? If so, what is it? And is there any meaning in the word?
Okay, yeah, there, and in the language, we were taught that there are no swear words. There's no swear words. There's no bad words in the language. It's just how you construe them when you're using them in Anishinaabe. I mean, and like you say, um, we just make up words to tell somebody off, or to say a bad word. We just make up that word to make it sound like a bad word. But there really is no bad words in the language. I mean, all of the body parts, those are sacred objects, and we look at them as sacred objects. And so there's no bad word to describe what that is.
Okay, so how would you say the testicles or the balls in Anishinaabe?
So the word for balls, we call them mshkimut, as in a bag. Mshkimut, same thing as a plastic bag or a purse. Mshkimut, a bag.
Okay. And so it's literally the same word.
Yeah, it's literally the same word.
Okay.
And it's a bag. Mshkimut.
Okay, great. And then you were already starting to get into this next question, which is, if there are no real swear words in Anishinaabemowin, what are some of the things that someone might say, for instance, under your breath, if you stub your toe, or if something doesn't go as you wanted, or you're just kind of a little bit frustrated, you just want to say, whatever. What would you say in Anishinaabe?
Yeah, and that's what I was getting to, and I didn't realize that question was there. So I'm glad you brought that up. They would say, it's not kchimuich, meaning big shit.
Okay.
Kchimuich, big crap.
Okay,
shit.
So I have a question though. Sorry.
Sure.
You said gachimoich, right? But what is mizi?
Mizi is the action of pooping.
Oh, okay, got it. Okay.
Yeah.
So and then the other word for crap is
Muich is the actual literal object.
Object. Okay.
Kchimuich.
So
you would not tell anybody kchimizi. You would call them kchimuich, you big shit. Kchimuich.
Okay. Okay. So you could say esna gachimoich.
Yeah, esna wabak kchimuich. That you big shit.
Okay. And then also, but if you also wanted to be like, oh crap, something happened, you say esna gachimoich.
Yeah, you would say esna kchimuich. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
Or you can say gegetsana, meaning oh my gracious goodness type of thing.
Okay.
Gegetsana. And again, it depends on what exactly happened. It could be an exciting thing that happened, and you would say, oh, it's not gegetsana. Or if you bumped your toe on the side of the bed, gegetsana. Ouch. Gegetsana.
Well, because also there's this word which I assume is only really used in a positive sense that I really like a lot. I love saying it. Is shtataha.
Oh yeah, shtataha.
I love that word.
Shtataha is used in any context. If someone is telling you a story about some exciting event that happened, you would just, shtataha.
Yeah.
Shtataha.
Yeah.
And again, it depends how you say it, how exciting you get.
Okay. Okay, so the last question is, this is a word I asked you about a few episodes ago. We talked a bit about it. I cannot get it out of my head, just because it's such an important word, and I know that there must be something in it, which is mshkiki, meaning medicine. And so it seems, just looking at a lot of the words that we've looked at so far, that last ke seems pretty obviously to be from ake,
right.
And so then that leaves the other part. So I wanted to just ask you about that. And we were talking about this a bit before we started recording. Maybe if you could if you could kind of just go over what you were saying earlier.
Oh yeah. So the word ake, you see that in different words like ACKNOWLEDGMENT, ACKNOWLEDGMENT. So meaning teachings from the land.
Mm-hmm.
Ake, ACKNOWLEDGMENT. So that ake is in a lot of the words that we use. So here, for example, mshkiki, mshkawzi means to have strength, to have that ability to be able to be a powerful person. Mshkawzi, mshkawzi. So mshkiki, it's a strong medicine that comes from the earth, a strong herb, a strong helpful medicine that comes from the earth.
So kind of like the power of the earth.
Yeah. Technically, the power of the earth.
That's amazing. Wow. All right. Thank you. That, like I said, that word has just been in my head for the past few weeks. Okay, so let's go forward. And what we're going to do is continue on our discussion with Bev. Now, I have a disclaimer to make this week, which is, as you may recall, we didn't translate in advance what I was going to say to her. So I didn't actually have your recording to work with.
Okay.
So this is me flying blind.
All right.
Anyway, I'll play it. And if anyone wants to follow along with Anishinaabemowin, you can.
Ani Bev, Miigwech Gwonda, Mizinateze Jigansak, Esna Nishin Wabmina, Oshme Manda Nishin Pidash, Binindaweyen Etago Gigedoen, Nongo Matezeg, Taga, Bi Apeje Nindawen, Mizinateze Jigansak, Isadore Minwa Nin, Gegenowa Maang, Mamoe Minwa, Ji Jinomawang Kinawaya. Apeje Peshigen Dagwad, Ji Wabne Jigadeg, Bimadazuin Wiikwemikoong. Miigwech. Nahao, Bama.
So I know for a fact that my intonation was just all over the place. And even listening to it now, I can hear places where I know you would do it differently. But anyway, hopefully she understood what I said.
I'm sure she did. I was really pleased with what you did.
Okay. So as you can see, what I said to her was, hello, Bev. Thank you for the video. It's very nice to see you. This is much better than sending only a voice message. From now on, please continue to send videos that Isadore and I can look at together and show to everyone. It is very interesting to see what life is like in Wiikwemikoong. Thank you. Okay, later. And so just to clarify, last episode 10, was the first time we actually had a video from Bev. And seems like she's now only going to send videos, which is fantastic. So we actually have a couple today, which we're going to look at. And what I'm going to do is first, we'll just play this, and then we can talk about what she said.
Ani po. Inang ko siya nag-ibisang ninyo Nicole kapi mandagtikaning. Yung dawi ko nautuang isa tayo Anishinaabemowin Wiikwemikoong. May godas pindik not chagade. We beshwat kuya sunda ebe subject of Anishinaabemowin. Kenas woman pi manda min debendan. So the piskin nanik magpiyaw. May something like monte din.
Okay, so we'll break this down as a little context. First of all, my understanding, and I don't have all the details. You might actually have heard more about this than me, but my understanding is that her uncle Bernard was living with her, and actually I met him when I stayed there. He was with her at that time, but he was already quite old, and he since that time had passed away, and he owned land which I think is next to Beverly's farm, if I'm not mistaken, with that house in the background behind her. Mm-hmm. And so what she's decided to do is to turn it into a land-based language learning ranch where you go, you immerse you, kind of like what I did when I stayed with her. You do crafts, you work on the farm, but it's all in the language. So you're kind of learning through living the language, which is sounds like an amazing idea. And so maybe we could start first with the title above the video, just in terms of what this is that she's talking about.
Okay, so kina b'madzuin nuewin enjedgok. Ake b'madzuin, sorry.
Mhm.
Ake b'madzuin. Now that ake b'madzuin is land-based. Ake b'madzuin, land-based living.
Mhm.
So land-based livelihood.
Mhm.
Ake b'madzuin. Nuewin is that sound that we make. Nuewin.
Mhm.
So the language, that sound of our language. Edguk comes from where it is at, where it is located. Edguk.
Mhm. Okay, so a couple of questions. So I get that the ake is the same thing we were just talking about, the earth,
Hmm.
and then the bimadazuin is basically life, right?
Right.
Right. And then when you talk about Nowewin being the sound of the language, is that only referring to Anishinaabemowin, or could that refer to any language?
It could be any language. It could be even the sound each of the animals make. When ishmaba enwe it, what sound does a horse make? Enwe it.
Okay,
All right.
okay, got it. Okay, okay. So that roughly translates, or is a rough translation of the land-based language learning ranch, or the
Yeah.
place. Okay, so let's look at what she said. So she started with Ani Paul, and then after that,
Ani Paul, mi nango mampi gabi jaang. Mi nango. Nango is used as today, but it doesn't necessarily mean today. It means this time in being.
mhm,
Okay? Mi nango mampi. Mampi is here.
mhm,
Gibe jaang. Gibe jaang. Gi, past tense.
mhm,
Be, that we came over to
mhm,
this location.
mhm,
Gibe jaang. So she's talking about another person.
mhm.
Nin minwa Nicole. So Nicole and I.
So Nin is I, Minwa is and then
Right.
Nicole. Okay, all right, and then
Mampi manda ktiganing. So here at this location, at this field, here at this field, ktiganing.
okay, so Mumpi we talked about is here. Manda is the inanimate for this, I guess.
Right.
And then Kiteganing. So what's in the word Kiteganing? Is that like, do I see, for example, tig for tree, or is that am I missing that?
Yeah, you're missing that. No, just kidding. Kitigan is a garden.
Okay.
Kitigan. Kitiganing is the actual field, the actual garden
Got
that she owns, that she has there.
Okay, all right, and then
And then mi manda wigwam. And this is the house. Mi manda wigwam
mhm,
wa nautoang. Nauto is to fix. This is what we will be fixing.
we'll be fixing.
Mi jinda. This is where Anishinaabemowin wijitoang. This is where we're going to create, where we're going to make the language.
Okay, so the Mijinda, of course, is here.
Right.
And then Nishnabemowin is Anishinaabemowen. And then Jituang is we will make, or we will create,
Right.
right? Because of the we. Okay, all right, and then
All right. And then she's saying,
mhm,
minwa megwa dash. Megwa dash. As of right now, megwa.
mhm,
Bindig now chigade. The inside is being fixed up. Bindig now chigade. Minwa wigbe shwad. And where the people are going to be sleeping, goya jinda ebejajig. So those people that will be coming here, wabenishnabemo, that will be coming to speak the language.
okay, this is okay. So I'm gonna see if I got this. So the Migwa, of course, as you said, is right now.
Mhm.
Migwa Dosh. Bindig is inside.
Yes.
Now Chegade again is being fixed.
Right.
And then the Mi Gebeshwad. So what I'm wondering is, I believe is to sleep. Like for example, if I were going to say I sleep, I would say mba, right?
Right.
Is this the same word?
Well, it's another way of saying to sleep.
Okay, another way of saying it. Okay.
Yes.
So what would be the way, like for this word gibeshwad, how would I say I sleep in using this word?
I'm going to spend the night.
Oh, spend the night. Okay, so
Right.
not so much to sleep, but spend the
Yeah,
night.
ngagabesh, meaning I will spend the night there.
Got it. Okay, got it. Okay, so we gibeshwad where they will spend the night,
Right.
and then guaya jinda is again here, right?
Goya, meaning someone. Goya.
Okay,
Jinda, here.
here.
Ebijajig, those that are coming.
Okay, so then this is the other one, which is, I guess the bit again is about the coming, and the ja, like sorry, ja is to come, but de means to come here, right?
Right.
Okay, jigajig, and then wabe nishnabemowin, and then they will come to speak Anishinaabemowin.
Right. Yes.
Okay, awesome. Okay,
Okay.
and then
Kinajgwa. Kinajgwa mampi manda nindebendan. Kinashgwa. So kinashgwa means all of this. Kinashgwa.
mhm,
Mampi, here. This. Nin, me. It belongs to me. Nindebendan.
nindebendan. Okay, so nindebendan means it belongs to me.
Yes.
Okay, so kina, I think for everyone, we've sometimes seen kinawaya, right?
Kinawaya.
And so the shkua, if you add that, then it basically becomes everything.
Kinashgwa. Yeah, you're right. Yeah,
Is that right?
kinashgwa. Yep.
Okay, got it. Okay, all right, and then
Minwa gondak and these animate objects.
mhm,
Bishkimnanik, meaning our cows. Okay. Here, bijike. Bev do bijikiman. Bev do bijikiman. So now she's talking Bishkimnanik because her and Louis own those cows.
mhm,
Bishkimnanik.
mhm,
Mampi yaog, meaning they are here.
mhm. Okay, all right, and then
Miwe. Yes, that is it.
mhm.
Misagenda wanja maunjiding. And so it is that this is the location where the gathering will take place. Wanje maunjiding.
Okay, so the one jit maunjiding is the gathering will take place.
Yes, the future tense.
Future tense.
Wanje.
Okay, and then misa jinda is here basically.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, and then nahabama pi. All right, so let's play it one more time, then we'll go to the next one.
Ani po. Inang ko siya nag-iba siyang ninyo Nicole. Mapi mandaktiganing. Ni mandawi ko now tuang. Isadore Anishinaabemowin. Wiikwemikoong tuang. May others pindik not chagade. We beshwad we are shunda ebisajik. Anishinaabemowin. Kinashkuman pi manda nindebendan. Shunda bishkimnanik magpiyaw. Mi sasanda. Monjading. Aha. Pamapi.
So before we go further, I just wanted to reiterate that a lot of what we talk about today, I believe, should be kind of healing. And for me, I don't know exactly what they're doing or how it's going to turn out. But what I can say is the time that I spent at Bev's place, immersed in the language and in the life and in the land and everything, was truly magical. So if it is even a fraction of that they're about to do here, then I'm really excited to go check it out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's go to the next one. So again, I'll just play this and then we can talk about what she said.
Now, ginedan gebek this week yani manpi madam Bernat giminek sibo mat o matot. Kinang mata wina makat yang manpi manda. Tashe Ginen Ma, oh, Mige Shikayam Ruba, Ginen Lumdus, on the Anishinaabe must be with them. How?
Okay, so starting with Nahal, we could talk about what she just said.
All right. Ahaw. Nginendan ge be kishwi kidian. Nginendan means I forgot. Nginendan. Ge also to say be kish wikidian. Ni Mampimanda Bernard Giminik. At this location, this is the place that Bernard gave me before he passed on. Jibwa Majad.
Okay, so a few questions here. So Ingi Nendan. So Nendan, this is interesting to me because that I guess the source or the root of that word shows up, I believe, in a lot of things from like Gichi Nendam, if I'm not
Uh-huh.
mistaken, right? And so it's all about sort of thinking or things that are happening in your mind, right?
Yes, in the mind, in the brain.
In the brain. So Ingi Nendan. So Nendan, that means to forget.
Yes.
How would you say to remember?
Makwendan.
Sorry, can you say it again?
Makwendan.
Makwendan. Makwendan. Nendan is to forget.
Yes.
Okay. So Ngi Nendan. And then the gay, so Bekish, what is Bekish, that word?
Bekish is also and also.
Okay. And then Wikidyan is the part about to say.
For me to say.
For me to say.
Wikidian.
Yeah, okay. All right. And then Mampi here, Manda. And then the Manda in this case is talking about this place, right?
Yes, this place, Manda.
So Bernard Ngi Minik.
Gave me. Giminik.
Okay, Ngi Minik gave me. And then Jibwa.
Before he passed on.
Passed on. Majad. And Majad is to pass on.
Yes.
Okay. And
Majad is to actually mean to go away.
To go away. Okay.
Yeah, so before he went away.
Okay.
But we use it as passing on.
Okay. All right. And then
Kinagomanda, all of this here, Kinagomanda, all of this, we ne nakazyang, for us to use, future tense, we ne nakazyang, mampi manda, all of this here.
The word to work, is that related to nakazyang or is that different? Is that a different word?
Yeah, it's a different word.
Different word. Okay. All right. So kinagomanda, as you said, all of this. We ne nakazyang is we will use this here, basically.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And then
Midash je ni and so it is where where I thought.
Okay, so there's that same root again.
There's that same root again, yes.
Okay. So she's basically saying she had this thought or this idea to do this here. Okay, all right, and then?
Ginenma, mi gejichgeangba. That is what we should do.
Okay. And that jichigeyangeba is the same as jichiget, basically.
Right.
Okay. And then ingi nendam dash.
And so I thought.
Okay, all right, and then?
Manda Anishinaabemoowin mampi jitemagok, that this language to be here.
Okay, so Manda Anishinaabemoowin, this Anishinaabemoowin language, mampi here, jitemagog should be, basically, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, and then the how. All right, so let's play it one more time.
Now, Giden Dan Gebek this week, Yani, Monthly Madam Burnett, give me next on month, Kinagumanda, we not Nakas, young Monthly Manda. The Shake, Ginen Ma, oh, Mige Shikayam Ruba, Ginen Lumdus, want the Anishinaabemoin want Wiikwemikoong. How?
So I don't know the details, but I heard that they're going to have some type of opening ceremony on October 16th, which I'm actually contemplating going for.
Oh, okay.
So if I do, I'll definitely take some pictures and let you know about what happened. And maybe you'll be there. I don't know.
That would be a great live podcast.
Yeah, absolutely, right? Okay, so this is what I want to say to Bev this week, and so if I can ask you to read it, and then I'll use that as my basis this time.
Sure.
Okay.
Anim Bev. Miigwech gunda mshkawzi. Togobe abjanindawen gbimadzewin ude Wiikwemikoong. Abjanishin wabjagadig manda nuwewin. Mshkawzi bimadzimagok. Abjan mami kwendam jaya minwa je owabndama. Minwadash go gin jawab minna. Naha Obama.
Okay, so I have one question. For the in the second sentence, you said miigwech gwanda. I think you said mizinchigansag. Is that different from mizinatazigansag, or is that just a slightly different way of saying the same word?
Yes, there's two different words. Mzinates jigasag are the videos.
Okay.
Mzinchigasag are pictures, photos of people.
Got it. Okay. Okay. All right. So what this translates as is, "Hi Bev, thank you for the videos. Please continue to send videos of your life in Wiikwemikoong. It is very touching to see your language project come to life. I'm very excited to go there to see it, and of course to see you. Okay, later." So that's basically the message that approximately it is in English. But can we maybe look at the words, because I think there's some slight adjustments that we made that make more sense in Anishinaabemowin.
Right.
So we have Ani Bev, and then Miigwech Gwanda Mizinatese Jigansag, which is thank you for these videos, right?
Right.
Okay, and then
Tagabeab janindawen gbimadzewin. Meaning continue to send your life stories. Gbimadzewin.
okay,
Ude Wiikwemikoong. They're in Wiki.
okay. So and then at the beginning, the taga is please, right?
The guys, please, yes.
And then be apaje
The
nindam.
abjanindawen would be continue to.
Okay, continue to. Okay, all right. And then we have apajanishin.
Abjanishin wabjagadeg. It is very good that these are seen. That this is seen. Abjanishin wabjagadeg manda nuewin. That this language, that this voice of the language is seen. That is being started. Majishkachagan. That is coming to life. That is flourishing.
Okay, okay. So apajanishin is it's very good. The wabajagadeg is that they're seen.
Yes.
Manda, and then the Nowewin is actually the same word we had earlier when we were talking about the language, the land-based language learning ranch, right?
Right.
So the sound of the language. And then Majishkachikan is to come to life.
Majishkachagan is something that is beginning, that is starting, the new life of something.
Got it. Okay. And then the Magak is the life, right?
Right. Bimadazimagak.
Okay. Okay. And then Apaje.
Abja namami kwendam. I'm very excited. Mami kwendam. Jijayan. That I will be going. Jijayan. Minwa je owabandama. And that I will go and see.
Okay. Can you remind me how to say I remember?
Namijmendan?
No.
Oh, makwendan?
Oh, okay. Makwendan.
Yes.
And then Mami Kwendan is excited.
Yes.
Okay, so they're
Yes.
similar but not the same.
Yeah.
Okay, and then Mi Mwadosh.
Minodushkugin. And for me also to see you. Minodushkugin jawab minna.
So the Gin is you, of course, and then the Juwabina is to see you.
To see you, yes.
Nahau Bama. Okay, fantastic. Okay, so Isadore, I'd like to continue with our healing for today. There's this amazing poem that I came across when I first went to Wiikwemikoong, and I actually learned it at Bev's, and it was after I learned it, and only when I came to the, I think it was the bingo night at Wiikwemikoong, that I found out that you were actually the person who wrote this, which blew me away, because I want to tell you, when I was learning it, just the nature of the words and the way that it came together, I assumed that this was a morning prayer that was like 1,000 years old or something. I had no idea that, this guy just across the gym sitting from me had actually written this. So it's truly amazing, really, really touching. So what I thought we could do is talk through this. And as I said, I think just, in a moment for healing, I think this is a really, really nice kind of way to engage with the language.
Right. And let me regain my composure, because I got that big frog in my throat.
Okay. So what I thought we could do is break this down. So first, I'm going to ask Isadore if you can just read it. And then what we'll do is go phrase by phrase and talk about what it means.
Sure. Kijeb ne mewas. Miigwech gjemenedo. Kin kinegego gajetoil. Miigwech mishomis gizes kibe waserje nango. Miigwech nokmis dibik gizes kibe waserje nedibikak. Miigwech kakmekwe. Gimi jang bemadzewin. Gimi jang mijam. Gimi jang bish. Gimi jang wesiag. Minwa gimi jang nesewin. Seman bagdena. Giwednang. Wabnang. Jawenang. Minwa epingishmag. Nalmo shin mshkawzi minwa jizong deeya. Miigwech gjemenedo.
Okay, Miigwech Isadore. So let's look at this phrase by phrase. And is there? It sounds like there's like a bumping sound there.
There's a woodpecker on my wall. Hang on, let me chase
Okay.
it away.
Okay. Okay. That was awesome. Okay. So, by the way, I'm assuming that wasn't a real woodpecker, right?
It is a real woodpecker.
Is it really?
Yes, it's a real woody woodpecker out there pecking
Wow,
away.
that's hilarious. Okay, all right. So let's break this down. We'll start with the title.
Oh, he's back. Okay, so kijeb nemewas. Kijeb is morning. Kijeb. Nemewas, the was makes it a small morning prayer. Kijeb nemewas. A namewin is to pray. A namewin. Not necessarily to pray with your hands folded together, but just making an offering to the Creator.
Okay. And yeah, so that word shows up. We've had this, for instance, aname gijiga, right?
Yes.
Which is literally prayer day or Sunday.
Right.
Okay. This is awesome. This is like engaging. So I'm actually glad to know that it's a real woodpecker. That sort of adds a nice dimension to this. Okay. All right. So that's that one. And then
we have the word gjemenedo, miigwech gjemenedo, for the Creator.
Mhm.
And in the Christian faith, that word gjemenedo means the one who forgives. Gjemenedo.
Okay.
Kin kinegego. Kin is you. So in this sense, we're talking to the Creator. Kin kinegego gajetoin. For all that you have created. Kinegego gajetoin.
So the kina is basically the all, or kinagego is all.
Everything.
Everything. And then the ga is the past tense, and jitoin is basically that you did or you created or you made. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. So a question about the gjemenedo. I know that we have, for example, Minedo Minis, right? Which is for Manitoulin Island, right?
Right.
And that means the Creator Island. So what is the difference between Minedo and gjemenedo?
Gjemenedo is someone who forgives.
I see.
Gje and jge.
Okay. So, but if you were just to say Minedo, does that still mean Creator?
Oh yeah, it would still mean the same thing. Yes, miigwech minedo or miigwech debenjged.
The one who owns everything, Debenjaged.
Okay. Okay. That the thing you just said is a whole other podcast about owning. That's an interesting one.
Right.
Okay. All right. So let's go on.
And we have Miigwech Mishomis Gizis. And in our culture, and probably every culture, the grandfather's son is recognized as the son is recognized as the grandfather's son. So we call it Mishomis Gizis, grandfather's son.
Mhm.
Waseage, wasea means the brightness.
Mhm.
So gibe, that bit again for coming.
Mhm.
Gibe waseage, and for coming to shine your brightness today.
Okay. Okay. And so a few interesting things in here then. So Miigwech, of course, is thank you. Nishomi is his grandfather. Giz is his son. And then the Gi past tense, Be came, and then Waseaje, and you shined on us.
Yes.
And then Nongo, as you've said several times, is today, but it's also more generally this moment in time.
Yeah, this moment in time.
Yeah.
Nanggo.
Okay.
Same thing with at nighttime. We talk about the grandmother moon.
Mhm.
And Miigwech nokumis dibikigizis. Gibe waseaje nidbikuk, meaning at nighttime.
Okay. So we have Miigwech, thank you. Nokomis, his grandmother. And then one of my favorite words in Anishinaabemowin is Debek Gizes, which literally means Debek night, Gizes sun, so the night sun.
Yeah, the night sun.
Such a beautiful image. And then the same thing, Gibe, past tense Gi, Be came, Waseajein, to shine or shined.
Mm-hmm.
And then Ni Dibikak is at nighttime.
Right.
Okay.
And then we go on to thank Mother Earth. Miigwech shkakmikwe, Mother Earth. Gimi jiang, that you have given us. Gimi jiang. Gimi jiang bemadzawin, that you have given us life. Gimi jiang mi jim, that you have given us the food. Gimi jiang nbish, that you have given us the water. Gimi jiang wesiak, that you have given us the animals. Minua gimi jiang nesewin, that you have given us our breath.
Okay. I just need to just listen to that one for a moment. That is so beautiful, Isadore. So I want to break down some of these words. So the first one is the shkakimekwe. It looks like there's a lot in that word. Maybe can we look at the parts of it? Because I guess
Sure.
Yeah.
So the word shkakme, meaning the earth surface
Mm-hmm.
of the land. Shkakme.
Mm-hmm.
And then a ke is in there also. A shkakme. A ke.
Mm-hmm.
Shkakme kwe, meaning the woman. Shkakme kwe.
Okay. So it's the woman earth or the mother earth.
Right.
Okay. All right. And then gi, of course, is past tense. Mijiyang, you gave us.
Right, Gimi Jiang. Now remember, you need to pronounce those each of those syllables. Gimi Jiang. Don't say Gimi Jiang, meaning we took a poop.
Okay. Okay. So gi mijiyang and then
Gimi Jiang, not Gimi Jiang. See, you just did it.
gi mijiyang.
Hey, Gimi Jiang, not Gimi Jiang.
Okay.
Gimi Jiang.
Gi mijiyang.
Yes.
Okay. So bimadazuin is life.
Life.
And mijim is food.
Yes.
Bish is water.
Yes.
Wesinyag is the plural for animals.
Animals. Yes.
How would you say animal?
Wesi.
Wesin. Okay. And then nesewin, breath.
Yes.
And does nesewin, could that be any breath? Could it be animal breath, human breath? Like it doesn't
Yeah, it could be any breath.
Okay. Could you even use it? I'm just curious if Anishinaabe works this way, but could it be, for instance,
Hang on a sec.
Yeah.
All right. Sorry.
Yeah, and I'm just wondering, could you, for instance, use it almost poetically to describe like the wind going through the trees as nesewin, or that type of thing? Or
No, that would be no din.
no din. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. Well, again, I mean, the whole poem is beautiful, but this particularly is really captures my feelings. Okay, so the next one.
And then we have Seman Bagadina. Bagadina is doing my offering. Ndo bigidna. Bigidnan is to let go. Bigidnan. Okay? Ndo bigidna. Sema ndo bigidna. I'm offering my tobacco. Giwed nang wab nang jaw nang mino epingishmak. Through those 4 directions, north, south, east, and west.
Okay, so that's interesting. So sema, of course, is tobacco. And you just said that the mbigna is to let go.
Right.
So to offer is this idea of letting go of something.
Right.
That's interesting. That's a really interesting image. Okay, and then we talked recently about the directions. Maybe we could do this just briefly again. So Giwidnong, north. Can you remind me what was in that word? Was there anything? Or
Giwe denong in the traditional context, Giwe comes from the going home part. Giwe denong, meaning the going home of the northern star.
Okay. And then Wabanong?
Waban Anung is the morning star that is at that location. Waban Anung.
Okay.
And then Zhao Anung is again that southern star that is in that location. Anung, meaning that star.
Okay.
And Epingishmak has nothing to do with the star. It's just the location where the sun sets. Epingishmak.
Okay. Interesting. All right, let's go on.
And then we have Nadmo Shin. Nadmo Shin, help me. Nadmo Shin mshkawzi. And when I was doing this prayer poem, whatever you want to call it, mshkawzi, I was thinking of the different things that you can say to make it a simpler context. So in this case, mshkawzi, meaning to be, so to me, to stand strong, not to be a pushover for anybody. So I'm able to stand my own ground. Mshkawzi. Minwa jizong de'eya. And for me to have a strong heart.
Okay, so Nademoshin is basically to help me.
Right.
How would I say if I was going to say I help you?
Kanadmun.
Kanadmun. Okay.
Eh.
Okay. And then the Mishko Gabuyan, is it correct that at the beginning that Mishko is the same Mishko we talked about with Mishkeke medicine?
Yes, the strength.
The strength, right? So the sort of the power of the earth. Okay. And then meanwhile, and then de, I know de is the heart, right? And then the aeon, I guess, is to have, but the zong, what is the zong there?
Zong is also that strong power. Zong de'e.
Okay. Zong de is a strong heart.
So if I said Nzong ninji, I have strong hands. Nzong nike, I have strong arms. Nzong nike.
Okay.
So Nzong de'e, I have strong heart.
Okay.
Again, you must remember to pronounce each syllable for that one. Nzong die means you have strong buns of steel.
Okay. Which is not a bad thing.
No, right.
Okay, actually, sorry, can you say it again? How would you say buns of steel?
Nzong die.
Zong die versus?
Nzong de.
Okay, zong die, zong de. Okay. I mean, it sounds like you could do a very different version of this poem with some slight adjustments to the syllables. Right.
Right.
Okay. All right. And then
we have miigwech gje menidu. Thank you, Creator.
Okay, so Isadore, I want to just say again how just wonderful I think this poem is. Even before I met you, it actually touched me. I was like in my first couple of days in Wiikwemikoong, first couple of days of really hearing the language, and this was one of the first things that I was kind of exposed to and spent some time focused on. And so it has a lot of meaning for me personally. Again, even before I knew you wrote it. But then after I found out, then I was like, wow, this is really amazing. So I wanted to ask you, just before we read it again, when did you write it? Why did you write it? Is this something you do a lot, or was this something you just did for this particular poem? You just had a inspiration to do it, or like where did it come from?
I do this a lot. I'm actually doing a book right now, writing different things like this to reflect on life.
Mhm.
So this I did this back in 1994, and I think 1994 is when I did this one.
Mhm.
And the whole idea behind it was to create something that was repetition, that had repetition. Miigwech shkokmekwe gimi jiang b'madzwin, gimi jiang mijim, gimi jiang bish, gimi jiang. So the whole idea there was to create something where people can add on to their own thanking. They could thank Miigwech Gimijian Nuich Kimeyak. Thank you for giving me my friends. Thank you for giving me my parents. Miigwech Gimijian Ningit Zimak. Miigwech Gimijian Nuikanek for my brothers. So just a continuum of that Miigwech Gimijian. So that's the whole idea behind that prayer, to have that continuum repetition and the simplicity of it.
So that's interesting. So the idea then, I guess, is that someone could take this poem and insert whatever they feel thankful for.
Right.
Wow, that's powerful. That's really, really amazing. And so you've written other things.
Yes.
Okay, well, we have to share. Seriously, I'd love to do something like this again with some of your work.
Oh yeah. There's also another one that I have. I don't know if I have it here, but one of my other students, Jim from Wisconsin, says the prayer really well,
Mhm.
and it's a total different prayer in relation to what this one is.
Mhm. Okay.
So there's a few things that I've done in relation to that.
Okay. Well, I'd love to see more of your work, and I'm sure the viewers would as well.
Yeah. All right.
Okay, so I'd like to ask Isadore if you can finish this episode by reading the prayer again.
No problem.
Let's go over here.
Gijeb nemewas, miigwech gijeb nedo, kin kinegego gashatuin, miigwech mishomis gizes, gibewas seajain nango, miigwech nokmis debik gizes, gibewas seajain nedebikak, miigwech kokmekwe, gimijiang bemadzuin, gimijiang mijim, gimijiang mbish, gimijiang wesiang, minua gimijiang nesewin, seman bagdena giwednong, wabnong, jawanong, minua epingishmag. Narmo shin jimshkogabwea, minua jizong deea, miigwech gjemnedo.
Miigwech Isadore.
All right. Miigwech Paul, thank you for having this enlightening event to talk about this prayer that I really love and that people really enjoy. I think people really enjoy it. I mean, I've known lots of people that have thanked me for writing it, and just the continuum of understanding and saying it is breathtaking.
And just to let you know, I've actually heard the same thing from people as well about the poem.
Mm-hmm.
So I look forward to our next episode.
Alrighty.
Okay, nahao bama.
Bamapi.
If you enjoyed this video and think that others should see it, please hit the like button below. All likes help us get seen by others. And of course, be sure to subscribe so that you can stay up to date on all new episodes. Make sure to turn notifications on so that you will know when we upload a new episode. Miigwech.